Welcome to the Eating Habits for Life podcast. I'm Kate Johnston, and I'm an eating habit and weight loss coach for career women. I'll help you become the person who no longer has bad eating habits and loses the weight she really wants to in a way that lasts. Let's start. Hi there, welcome to the podcast. So if you're on a weight loss journey, you will always encounter a weight loss plateau. I know we're taught to never use the word always and also to never use the word never. However, weight loss plateaus are just part of the deal. I will explain why in this episode. I'm also going to get into some steps, 4 simple steps for overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss. So if you're currently in a weight loss plateau, you will feel confident in your ability to overcome it. Or if you're not yet in a weight loss plateau on your weight loss journey, you will be prepared in advance. I do just want to give you the fun news that the new free course with workbook is now available for you. It's on crushing bad eating habits, simple solutions for career women. So in this free course, I walk you through simple steps to get you to your best self yet. This course helps you to overcome common eating habits and challenges in a way that's doable and even enjoyable. The workbook helps you to create that simple plan, and getting it down on paper makes it so much easier to follow. And research actually shows you to be more likely to follow through when it's down on paper rather than just going through your head. Also, what comes with the course is I include the podcast episodes from this podcast show, Eating Habits for Life, that are relevant to each class within the course. So grab the free course and workbook with the link right on my website for the free course. It's right in the menu options or on the episode description in whichever podcast listening app you're listening on. Or if you're watching me on YouTube right now, the link is included there as well. I think you'll see something that shows the link for my website and then it says that there's 3 more links. Just click on that. That's what it looks like on my end at least. Now, I know how frustrating it can be when you're in a weight loss plateau, right? You start out making those changes to your eating habits, maybe even adding in some exercise, doing some other things. You start seeing the number on the scale decrease, which is so satisfying and exciting, right? And then all of a sudden it comes to a halt. It feels like it's out of your control. And I might just add that sometimes the weight loss slows down, but you're still losing a little bit of weight. That's not actually a weight loss plateau. A weight loss plateau is when you haven't lost any weight. The number stays the same for 3 weeks in a row. Some places say a little bit longer, some places say a little bit less, but roughly 3 weeks in a row. So it can feel like it doesn't make any sense, especially if you feel like you're still doing the things that helped you lose the initial weight, right? So along with frustration, it can feel confusing. It can also be very disappointing, of course. You might even feel like a failure. There are actually lots of thoughts that will come up with a weight loss plateau as well. So not all of them are negative, but many of them are. So you'll feel probably not so great, and that's all because of what you're thinking. Negative thoughts, as you know, will produce a negative feeling in your body, a feeling that you don't really enjoy feeling, right? Such as frustration, confusion, disappointment, anger, irritation. So part of overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss is to notice those negative thoughts that come up and reason with yourself. So I'm going to get into those 4 steps more towards the end. But your brain is going to want to tell you things that aren't necessarily true, that are going to feel badly. That's where those negative feelings come in. When you're feeling badly, you're going to be much less motivated to continue doing the things that you're doing to lose the weight, right? So you're not going to be in that good energy, that motivating energy to keep you going. So those negative feelings will also make you less motivated to look objectively at what you've been doing and seeing if there's something you can do differently, because you're just going to be like sitting in that negative thought and the feeling that that negative thought is creating. So that's why noticing and examining those thoughts and even reframing them, or at least questioning them so that you don't feel as badly, is going to be key to overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss. Also, being aware of some of the reasons why weight loss plateaus occur and some strategies to overcome those weight loss plateaus will help you going forward and make you feel like you have plenty of tools in your back pocket for when that weight loss plateau comes up. So I'm going to tell you about some reasons why weight loss plateaus occur in no particular order. So a common reason is that your body just adapts to your new caloric intake and it adjusts your metabolism. Your body really wants to keep you in homeostasis and it wants to keep you alive, right? So homeostasis just means like kind of keeping all your systems kind of status quo and not really changing a whole lot. So your body is going to do a lot of adjustments to try to maintain homeostasis or try to reach homeostasis. So your body makes these metabolism adjustments to try to conserve energy, which is part of the motivational triad to help keep our species alive. So that means your body and your brain try very hard to do 3 things to keep you alive. Those 3 things are conserve energy, increase pleasure, and decrease or avoid discomfort or pain. Those 3 things actually help to keep our species alive. So individually, your body will try hard to also conserve energy. So it will adjust your metabolism. So although great for keeping humans alive, that can be a little bit of a bummer and frustrating when you're trying to lose weight, right? Just because of those weight loss plateaus. But it just is how our bodies work. And although you don't have complete control as far as what your body does at a cellular level and also body processes level, you do have control of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Those are a lot of things to be in control of. So that's really great news. So just know that your body adapting is a normal cause of weight loss plateaus. And no, you can't necessarily control all of this part of it. Focusing on what you can control is incredibly valuable. Like I said, the thoughts, the feelings, and your behaviors, your actions or inactions. So other reasons for weight loss plateaus include hormones, also water retention due to sodium intake, stress. So changes in your sleep patterns, that can also affect your weight loss, and changes in physical activity, of course. Also loss of muscle. When you're losing weight, you're not just losing fat, you're also losing muscle along with the fat. So muscles contribute to your overall metabolic rate. So as you lose some muscle, your metabolism also decreases. Again, just a normal part of the process. There are things you can do to try to optimize muscle retention, but also just recognizing that we can't control everything that our bodies do, but we can control our thoughts, feelings, and actions is going to be really helpful for you. So another reason why you might be in a weight loss plateau is that because you are on a roll, you may have loosened up a little bit without even realizing it. So there may be some things that you were doing initially to help you lose weight that you're not doing quite as much of. So that can be contributing to a weight loss plateau. There might just be some things that you forgot to do continuously and you've only been doing them sort of intermittently or rarely, or you just got tired of doing certain things, right? So it might be time to spice things up. But you won't necessarily see those things if you're stuck in a very negative mindset. So if you're thinking negatively and letting yourself continue to think negatively, so then you continue feeling badly in your body, that's not going to be helpful to get you out of that weight loss plateau. So let's get into the thoughts or the mindset side of things. So thoughts always precede feelings, and feelings or emotions, same thing, always precede our actions. So they always come before our actions. You'll have a much easier time with the actions if you are thinking and feeling better, or at least thinking and feeling in a way that supports the actions that you want to be taking, the actions that are going to help you to get the weight loss results that you want. And when I work with my clients one-on-one, we always address the thoughts, feelings, and actions, because just doing the actions without the thoughts and the feelings to back them up is going to make it so much harder, and it's going to make it much more likely to lose or to gain the weight that you've already lost and to lose any sort of results that you've gotten for yourself, or even to slip back into old eating habits, right? So when the thoughts and the feelings support the actions that need to be taken to get the results you want, such as weight loss results or more specific results, like for example, eating a small piece of dessert rather than overeating dessert to the point of stomach discomfort. Okay, so let's start with those thoughts. Here are some common thoughts that can occur during a weight loss plateau. I'm doing something wrong. So this is one that comes up for a lot of people. How do you think this thought makes you feel? If you've had this thought during a weight loss plateau, how did you feel? I know that this thought has come up for me in lots of other things, not weight loss, but lots of other things that I had struggled with, and it's not a helpful thought. So how did this thought make you feel if you've experienced this thought? Or if you haven't yet, imagine how this thought would make you feel. Maybe disheartened, frustrated, or maybe you can't pinpoint the emotion necessarily, but it makes you feel like you want to just throw in the towel. So these feelings are not going to help you to continue doing the actions to help you lose the weight, and they won't help you to look objectively at what you are doing to see what you can change, because they just feel bad. They're not very motivating. But here's the truth about weight loss plateaus and about this thought. Weight loss plateaus are normal. Therefore, you're not doing anything wrong, okay? So again, there's lots of different reasons for weight loss plateaus. And as I mentioned in the very beginning, if you're on a weight loss journey, there will always be some sort of a weight loss plateau somewhere. Maybe not for the first 50 pounds, but eventually you'll get to a point that you will hit a weight loss plateau, and that does not mean that you can't lose weight beyond that. Or maybe you, during the first 50 pounds, if you have 50 pounds to lose, you might hit several weight loss plateaus. But again, they're very normal. So weight loss plateaus are just a part of the process. They don't indicate that you are doing something wrong or that there's something wrong with you. So this thought, I'm doing something wrong, is just simply not true. So you can take that thought, put it on a leaf, and watch it just drift down the stream. Visualize that if that's helpful, because that thought is not useful to you. Or you can write this thought down on a piece of paper and put it in a shredder or crumble it up and play basketball with your garbage can in your office if you'd like. So another common thought is, I need to restrict more. Okay, so if you were to think this thought, how would it make you feel? I actually just asked my client this the other day because she had not the same thought, but a somewhat similar thought, because she wasn't going to be able to be as physically active in the coming weeks. And it wasn't with the word restriction, but I think it was something regarding eating less in general. So her answer, which may be a similar emotion that would come up for you, was sad. She felt like she had found a good balance as it was that was working for her, and she was thinking that she didn't want to disrupt that, and that was making her feel sad. So I helped to reframe how she looked at it, and we came up with a simple strategy that she immediately felt was way better than she was thinking she was going to have to do. So she felt relief after that. So another feeling or emotion that the thought, I need to restrict more, can cause is a feeling of deprivation. This doesn't feel good. It's going to make the weight loss journey feel like a really big chore, most likely as well, right? It's also going to suggest to your brain that you are going to be starving or at least very hungry, when your brain gets that suggestion from you, it can actually really work against you because your brain wants to keep you alive, right? It wants to keep your brain and your body alive. So it's going to signal to you to eat more by giving you those hunger signals. So if it's thinking and you're feeling deprived and you're thinking, I need to restrict more, and then feeling that feeling of deprivation, your brain may actually get the wrong message from you and make things worse for you. So sneaky thoughts like this one can be sabotaging your weight loss journey, which is why it's so much more effective to lose weight by addressing those thoughts and feelings along with the actions or behaviors. And that's what coaching helps with. I think a lot of people think that coaches just help with telling you what to do, but it's so much more than that. It's finding those thoughts that are not helping. It's finding believable thoughts that will help you. It's about creating intentional feelings in your body that will also help you. And it's about managing the emotions that aren't helping you so that you can have the best chance of weight loss success. And of course, it's the strategies, the actions as well. All right. So another common thought is, I'll never reach my goal weight. I know this thought can pop up quite easily, but it's very important to notice when it does and question it. You may feel that it is true, but of course, if you're thinking that thought, what do you think ends up happening? You don't end up reaching your goal weight. That's because when you think this thought, I'll never reach my goal weight, how do you think it makes you feel? Maybe disappointed, certainly pessimistic, right? Disheartened, even maybe disempowered. So there's lots of different emotions that this thought can cause. The point is, none of them feel good, so none of them are going to be very motivating. So if you have the belief that you'll never reach your goal weight, what do you think you'll end up doing or not doing? You probably will not do the things that will help you to actually reach your goal weight. So you'll end up with the result of never reaching your goal weight. So that is just an example of showing that how you think ultimately affects your results, right? So here are some steps to help you with overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss. So the goal with overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss is to look objectively at why the weight loss plateau may be occurring. Is there something that we can control on our end and do differently? So think about it, right? Like if you are a boss with your current career, or if you were to be in a leadership position with your career or with something else, you have to know how to look at things objectively, and you have to use that higher functioning part of your brain to look at things that you control on your end and things that you might be able to do differently. Because when you're approaching it like a boss or like a scientist or a researcher, you're going to have a lot more success with actually overcoming the weight loss plateau. If you just sit there in your negative thoughts, that's not going to be productive. Okay, so step one is notice the thought that comes up when you're in a weight loss plateau. There may be several, but you just need to notice the one that pops up for you first, or the most, or the strongest. Step two is to ask yourself how that thought makes you feel. So you just got some good practice with those examples I just gave you. So really important here, though, is to name the actual emotion. Sometimes when I ask my clients how a thought makes them feel, they initially give me a long sentence, like a full-on sentence, sometimes even several sentences. So then I have to have them clarify and tell me the one specific emotion. So that's what I want you to do. What one specific emotion does that thought create in your body? So one word. Step three is to ask yourself if that feeling, that emotion, is helpful to overcoming the weight loss plateau. If it's not, what would be a helpful feeling and a helpful thought to create that feeling? So step four is to look at what you've been doing or not doing. Is there anything that you can do differently? Is there anything that you were doing consistently that may have been helping you lose weight that you stopped doing consistently? As you can see, these 4 steps, they're simple, and they help you to control the things that you can control, which include your thoughts, feelings, and actions or inactions, right? So you're approaching it like a boss, like a leader, like a researcher or scientist. You're looking objectively and you're looking at the things that you can control rather than feeling like you can't control any of it and it's totally out of your hands and you're just going to sit in the negative feeling, which isn't going to help you move forward. All right, so before I wrap up the episode today, I just want to remind you that overcoming weight loss plateaus really is a unique journey for each and every one of us. That's because we all have our own unique thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So if this podcast episode resonated with you today as far as overcoming weight loss plateaus like a boss, and you are curious about how coaching can benefit you, we can talk together. You can book a free consultation with me right on my website, katemjohnston.com/consult. Creating a more vibrant life, one that you really love, is what it's all about. That includes not just your physical health, but also emotional and mental health and well-being. So I am here to support you in all of that because eating habits and weight loss affects all of those things. Thank you for listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon. Become the person who loves her eating habits and her body so you can enjoy more of your life. I'll help. Start now by just setting up a time to talk with me by visiting katemjohnston.com/consult.